friends, so today we are going to see dependency injection in Angular. And for dependency injection we have a decorator named as injectable. So here in this tutorial we will see how injectable can be used for dependency injection. So in my parent folder or the root folder app, I will create a folder as constant. In this folder I will create one file, that is a ts file, and here I will export my class constant, where I am supposed to declare some constants that I will inject in my component. So let me define a couple of constants there. So course I will write injectable, and description will be dependency injection in Angular. So these are a couple of constants that I have assigned, and to to make this as dependency injection or dependencies, I will annotate it with injectable. So as you can see that the import has come up here, and it injectable is a part of Angular core. So now we have defined one file constant.ts in which we have defined some injectables as codes and description. So let us see how we can inject that into a component. So I will go to this component file, and let me first import my constant file or the dependency. So I have imported my dependency, and for dependency injection to work, we have to define it in providers. So if we will see that if we don't define it in providers, what will happen. But for now, let us define it. So now we have defined the constant. Now in constructor, so here one clear difference we find from a normal class and this class is, a normal class you will get the instance when you instantiate with the new keyword, or you define it as a variable. But in the constructor, if you write like this, if you declare the variable like this, you don't need to use the new keyword or any other declaration. It will be automatically injected to this particular variable, and you can access it in your anywhere in your file. So now I will try to access the variables. And the second one is description, and the only thing changes is the name of the constant. So now I have successfully accessed both the constants from my constant file, and now let me run the server. So the command for that is ngserve. So we will wait once it compiles. So as you must have seen in previous tutorials, the default port is 42000 for an Angular application to start. So what we did is we created a constant.ts file and we annotated it with the decorator injectable, and after importing the particular file in our component, we added it to the providers, and then in the constructor we defined a dependency injection of that particular file or that particular class, and then we accessed both the constants from that file. Now since our code has compiled, I will go and access the application. Since we have used console.log, so I have to go into the console and see if it is working fine or not. So as you can see that in the course we have a course as injectable, and in description we have dependency injection in Angular, so it is working fine. Now let us see another example. As we discussed, if we don't provide it in the providers, there will be no error in the file, but when you go and access your browser, so you will see some error which will come in a short while, and let us see what that error is. So basically what we are trying to see is what is the importance of providers in the particular component if you don't declare that. So you get an error where you see that no provider for constant. So if it was a normal class, then you could have access it with a new decorator, but since we have used this injectable, we need to provide it, we need to define it as a providers. So I will go back. Wait for the result. So it will be on expected lines like we got earlier. So course will be injectable and description will be dependency injection in Angular. So that was all I tried to show you. If we use injectable decorator and how dependency injection works in Angular. So I would request you to share this. If you like this tutorial, you can share it with your friends, and you can like and put in your comments in the comment section, and you can also subscribe to my channel, and uh, I will share more tutorials with Angular and other topics. So by the way, this is Manish, and I'm a full stack developer. I have 8 years of experience in Java and Angular and other JavaScript frameworks. So this was all from my side. Thank you very much.